Shutout City and big bats. I was shocked if you had told me before I had my first beer at the bar that Ohtani would hit 200 in the series and the Padres would wind up losing. I said, no, that can't be. But it was. Ohtani had the one blast. Betts came up big. Freeman came up big. Teoscar Hernandez came up big. Kiki Hernandez, holy cow, team utility man. That was a really impressive performance, coupled obviously with the pitching. So now this Dodger pitching staff, as they go into this Monday game against the New York Mets, have thrown 33 straight shutout innings at the most important time of the year. They've tied a major league record. Back in 1966, the Dodgers played the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Orioles swept them. That 1966 Orioles pitching staff included Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar, and a number of others. They threw 33 straight shutout innings against the Dodgers in the World Series. That was the record that the Padres or the Dodgers have just tied. And of course, now with this Monday game starting, we'll see how many more shutout innings they're going to string along there. So that was really impressive. And, from one start to another, I shouldn't have said it, but I wrote it. I called Jack Flaherty a red ass for the way he argued with Machado, and he got upset and plunked Tatis, and he was spitting bullets because he wasn't throwing bullets on the mound when they knocked him out of the box.
Yeah, I'll meet you outside.
Yeah, and he comes out in game one, and he throws 7 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 hit ball against the red-hot New York Mets. So you never know from one start to the next what you're going to get. But that was a big-time step-up performance by that red-ass right-hander of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, and the fact that he went deep into that game, that gives that bullpen more breathing room. Now, bullpen day, game 2, Mets bullpen game. Ryan Brazier and all those other guys are coming out of the pen today in the second game. We'll see if they can reprocess what they did against the Padres when they had the bullpen day and shut them down in that 8-0 game. So the Dodgers are a complete baseball team. And right now, I think philosophically, I've always had this idea. We get to October. Are you hot? And are you healthy? The Dodgers are hot. I mean, they finally held off in the pennant chase and pulled away. And the Dodgers, for the first time in a long time, are really healthy. So they've checked off 2 boxes. Now they just have to go out and play. And right now, I think they're better than the Mets. And right now, hell, if this is a collectively good stretch for the Dodgers, they're probably better than the Yankees in the American League. So I think this Dodger-Mets series is not going to go the distance. I think it'll be a much shorter series. And John Riley says?
Well, I think a lot of people said early on that the winner of the Padre-Dodger NLDS was going to win the whole thing. And I think it's shaping up that way. As far as the Dodgers and, tip of the hat, I mean, 33 shutout innings. It's just, again, incredible.
In modern day baseball, yes.
And after we've talked so long about how their pitching staff was a shambles and you can't abuse a bullpen. I mean, it's unexplainable. But here's a guy. Well, first I was thinking first about the 33 scoreless innings. It makes me think of Oral Hershiser when he had 58 1/3 scoreless innings on his own.
So during the course of the regular season, but in the regular season, you're also pitching against the Rockies and the White Sox and the Pirates.
Yeah.
We're talking about the best of the best.
Exactly. Now the one dude that on the Dodgers that I want to tip my hat to is Teoscar Hernandez. I think that guy is a good dude. I remember when he was being interviewed, he won the home run derby at the All-Star game. He was interviewed. He was there with his wife and his kid, and he just seems like a quality guy. He went to LA to win in the playoffs, and sure enough, they're winning, and he had a big bomb. So I'm happy for him. Dodger fans are obviously they're ecstatic. Dodger fans are sticking it not just to you, but to Padre fans in general. They're all jumping around like dancing peacocks. But I do expect the Dodgers will continue. I just don't know how long this magical pitching staff is going to hold up. At some point, you think it's going to have to collapse, right?
Well, if you're having stressful innings, and that's the thing, when they went through that 8-pitcher bullpen game, none of those guys had stressful innings. Nobody was out there for 33 pitches. That's the key. If it's 12 pitches and my one inning is done, that's great. Now, if the first guy out of the bullpen scuffles in that first inning and winds up 31 pitches and you have to go pull him, now that changes the whole scope of the whole bullpen thing because now you're reaching earlier than you wanted.
Yeah.
But the fact you had 8 guys that were near letter perfect with no stressful innings. Flaherty had no stressful innings yesterday in that start. Yamamoto in his start, against the Padres, he hardly had any stressful innings either. And then the bullpen and the infield bailed him out with double play balls too.
Amazing. I mean, Roberts went from incompetent to a genius overnight.
Well, because of the memo with the analytics. This is what we recommend. Right-hander versus right-hander, left-hander versus left-hander. Everybody gets one inning. And bingo, they hit the jackpot. Every one of those relievers.
Well, then how did the analytics guys figure it out? I mean, what's the inside scoop here?
They got computers. And they'll look at the computer and they'll say, okay, Jackson Merrill doesn't hit well against X number of left-handed pitchers. He doesn't hit well against certain pitches. So when we get to the 4th inning and that group of left-handed bats are coming up, Crony, Merrill, etc., we make sure that the guy of that bullpen day, that guy in that inning, is a southpaw. That's how you break down all the metrics.
Now, imagine if this completely revolutionizes baseball and we move away from starting pitchers as a philosophy.
No, you can't do that. That's a once a week thing at best, because you do need relief pitchers for the next game and the game after that. You can't keep going back to them. But this was a one-time unique situation. Okay, Dodger fans, we are reserving the left side of the screen for you in Fans Forum. You got an opinion on what you just observed. If you have an opinion about the host, if you want to talk about the guy out in left field, you want to pile on Padre fan, go ahead. Feel free. It will be an open forum on Fans Forum when we are done.